How's it going, everyone? My name is DrapPep. Welcome back to another installment of this series. When I was younger, I wanted to make video games for a living. That was my biggest dream. I thought for sure I was going to grow up to make video games as a job. And I used to come up with so many video game ideas that I would write them down. And I had like a whole binder full of video game ideas because I was so certain when I got older, I would start making video games, and I needed ideas, so I would just be like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna make sure I make these." And so I started taking any and every computer class I could get my hands on growing up. Every single one of them, even throughout high school, even after high school, I still kept learning. And it was such a passion of mine. I was so excited when I started making my own video games. I was right around possibly the 7th grade, could have been the 6th. There was a classroom for programming. Nothing hard. It was just teaching HTML, Taco, Chipmunk. Like it wasn't anything complicated. And I remember sitting there taking so many notes because I was trying to absorb as much as I could, like a sponge. And there was this guy that was sitting next to me, and he would just be looking at me, like, "Ugh, I already know all this. This is boring." All right, cool. I don't. Could you shut the fuck up? I'm trying to listen. This is so boring. I know all of this already. This guy just wouldn't let up, and I would just give him this look of like, "Dude, I'm trying to do something here." So eventually, luckily, the teacher saw this and separated us. I was so happy about that because now I could focus. And I was so excited to make anything, honestly. There was this one, we had to make a choose your own adventure story through coding. And that was my first time I had realized, I might not like this. Putting it in was fun. To this day, putting lines of code in is fun. It's almost like meditation for me. I get the same sensation from editing, honestly. It's just kind of mellow. It's kind of easygoing. It's nice. And I remember the biggest problem I had is when you encounter a bug, right? When there's a little glitch in the program. And you had to go in there, you had to see where you messed up. And sometimes it's because you accidentally, I'm not even making this up, sometimes you accidentally added an extra space. Or any space in that matter. And just doing that one little space messes up the whole thing. And the problem is going back to find it. I don't know what it's like now, but back then, back when we had things like C++ to worry about, Chipmunk and Taco, and right, HTML, which, by the way, here's what I don't like about HTML. It changes a lot, all right? What are we at now? HTML5? Why are there updates? Hey, are you using DOS? What are you doing over there? Oh, almost everything I know about HTML has changed since I've learned it. And that makes me mad because I love HTML and it keeps changing on me. It's a constant thing you have to keep on top of. And the thing I hated was, it's not working. You probably just messed something up. You got to go through in there. Yeah, but there's like a couple hundred rows of coding here though. I have to go through all of it? Yeah. Okay, well, I'll go back and I'll fix that thing, and that the solution that you used to fix it, it messed something else up. Now you got to go back and find what else got messed up, and it's just this. It's so, just even remembering that is stressing me out. Just remembering of getting something done and feeling so proud about it, and then it not working, and now you got to go back and figure out what went wrong. That sucked the fun out of it completely. Uh, I had people who, a little bit after high school, who got into the video game industry, and I was still kind of wanting to get into it. It didn't really leave me. To this day, it kind of is there. Not as much. I haven't touched coding in forever. I don't even want to look at it. Every so often, I'll kind of learn it for fun, just to kind of like refresh my memory on some things, but I don't want to. It's it was a dream of mine as a child growing up, but as an adult, I don't want to. I probably could if I forced myself to want to get into it. I really do prefer video editing way more. I love being an editor. When I was in college and I took film classes, I got to work in a project that was for the film festival, and my name was in the end credits and everything as uh, editor and voice actor because I got to voice act in it, and I felt satisfying. I'll never forget the time when I was in the class for the video game thing, and we had to make a PowerPoint presentation, and this was kind of fun. But we learned it in a very more advanced way with like how to do special effects and how to like add music and different clips and it was cool. And I made mine about Halo because we had to do we did one where it was like name a band that inspired you, and for me it was Guns N' Roses, and we had to do a PowerPoint where it was integrating all of the different effects into it, and at the end, everyone that worked on the PowerPoint had their names in the end credits because that was kind of the thing you had to add, and mine was kind of cool. I added a lot of special effects to make the images move and make the I added practical effects and added real sounds and whatnot because that's what we had to do. We had to do more of an advanced PowerPoint presentation. And my teacher saw my name on the end credits, and he goes, your name looks like it belongs up there. I was like, okay. And later on, he told me that he knew about George Papard. And I was like, oh, you're one of them. Like, oh, you recognize my last name, did you? Cool. But going into film classes, because once again, your name has to be in the end credits because you worked on the editing of it. Seeing my name up there, and it did feel kind of nice having my name in the end credits. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to quit doing YouTube videos to run off to start working on movies. I could. It'd be a dream come true, actually. I really would prefer working in a studio as a film editor than I would making video games for a living. Because when you get into the industry, you then realize you can't just make any game you want, right? You can make indie games, right? Make your own. But when you go into these companies, you gotta make what they want you to make. And you have no say of what to add. There's somebody who's making the decisions of what gets added. You're not that. You don't get to say. You just program it the way that they tell you to. And that kind of sucks because I didn't want to get into the industry of making video games to make someone else's video game. Right? I wanted to make my own. I wanted to make my own stories and my own characters. I didn't want to make someone else's. So that was another reason why I got wanting to make video games, is because I then realized that sucks. I didn't want to work on someone else's project. Now, as a film editor, I would love to work on other people's projects. I've done a couple of big projects already before, and it never bothered me. And even in my church that I go to, I've done film editing for them, and that was fun because I got my own little corner of the office, and I was able to set up. They gave me my own desk. I had really had hoped that I could continue doing that, but the thing is they already had a film editor. I don't know what it is now. I probably wouldn't mind going back in there just to work on videos for the my church, because to me working on videos is quite literally, it feels like I'm meditating. It's such a relaxing thing. And to do community service like this, to give back to the community, also makes me feel pretty good. I get to do something that's good for someone else, pro bono, for free, and I get to do it while I'm enjoying it, because I love film editing. Now, of course, I don't want any of you coming up at me like, hey, would you like to edit my videos? No, stop. Don't. All right, different kind of vibe. All right. For them, I got my own office, my own desk, a computer to work on, okay? Unless you're willing to set me up in an office with a desk and you're willing to give me the programs that I need, okay, that's one thing. Sure. But not in your basement or something like that. Don't put me in your basement or like your bedroom next to your socks and dirty clothes, and no, nothing like that. I'm talking about like an actual office. Okay, we'll talk. Outside of that, don't contact me about, oh, I thought you liked editing so much. Stop. Don't do that. But that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.